Christmas crafting is so fun, but I have to say that this was the most fun I've had all year long crafting with these huge 4-foot candy canes. The best part, you can find them at Dollar Tree in their plus section for super cheap. They're only $3 each. Hi everyone, my name is Shannon from TheDailyDIYer.com. I'd love to have you subscribe if you are new. Now let's have some fun with these giant candy canes. In today's brand new video, we are making this fun Christmas ladder, a really cute candy cane stand, an adorable gingerbread man, a special edition for those Grinch lovers out there, and the North Pole. Up first, we're going to make that fun Christmas candy cane ladder, and you're going to need 3 candy canes for this DIY. These candy canes underneath all that fluff are made out of PVC pipe, which is a plastic, and it is super easy to cut, especially with the help of a handsaw and miter box. You can find these at Walmart for only about 10 bucks. I'll link mine down in the description box below to make it easier for you to find, along with all the supplies we're using in today's projects. As you can see here, you just put the box on the side of your tabletop, take your saw, there's a little space in there, so you cut straight lines. And as you can see, it cuts through the plastic piping super easy. For this candy cane ladder, we're going to take our first candy cane and cut it into 3 equal sections. And as you can see, I'm cutting them apart in 3 stripes at a time. That's going to give me 3 equal sized pieces. Once we get all those pieces cut, we're going to be left with this sort of smiley face, half circle shape. Keep that. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you have an idea of how we can use that? I would love to know. I kept mine. We're going to craft with it. Just not quite sure what it is yet. Now we have those 3 pieces. We're going to take a drill and about a 1/4 inch size drill bit, and we're going to drill holes on both ends straight through. So we want to go through the top and the bottom side of these pipes. As you can see here, here's a close-up look, and then we're going to do the other side, but the tip here is you want to make sure that your holes are facing up on the opposite end. As you can see, I'm checking here so that we also have holes in the opposite end the exact same way. So these smaller pieces are going to be the rungs of our candy cane ladder, and we're going to attach them with the help of some zip ties, which you can also find at Dollar Tree. Go ahead, grab out your other 2 full candy canes, lay them next to each other, and we're going to take one of those zip ties and insert it into the holes that we just drilled on both sides of our smaller pieces. So one goes right through one side and out the other. Here's a good close-up look for you, and then we are going to start attaching them onto the larger candy canes. So the trick here is you want to make sure they are equally spaced out from the bottom to the top. So I went up 2 stripes on one side, and as you can see, here's a close-up look again. So you take that zip tie, put it from one side into the other, go up 2 stripes on the bottom, and then attach your zip ties and pull those tight. Then take some scissors or some wire cutters and trim off the tails of your zip ties. And now I would suggest going to your top rung. That way we have those in the spot that we want them, and then the middle piece we're actually going to evenly space and kind of split the difference. Find the center of the ladder and attach your last rung on there. And just look how fun, big, and awesome this candy cane ladder turned out. These candy canes are 4 feet tall, so you get a really grand effect and a really awesome ladder you can use indoors or outdoors for less than $10. I also have to mention this cute little reindeer that I borrowed from my son. It'd be cute to add some stuffed animals onto your ladder as well. But if you've never heard of Fritz, he is the farting reindeer. My parents got him this for Christmas last year. He thought it was so funny. The book is hilarious. He's 10 years old, so if you're needing a gift for a boy or a girl that finds this kind of thing funny, I'll link that book down in the description box below. Look into it, but I hope you give this ladder a try. Really easy to do. Just a few cuts, a few holes, a few zip ties, and you get a really great, inexpensive decor piece. Now let's work on that candy cane stand. I went to Michael's and got some of these wood crates, And we're going to take them outside and spray paint them. If you want a full coverage effect, prime them first and then spray paint them. I decided to kind of have more of a rustic-y look, so I took 1 can of spray paint and gave all 4 of these crates 1 coat, let it dry. It came back in and did a 2nd coat, and that gave me sort of a rustic-y look versus one that had full coverage of all white. But it's totally up to you, whatever kind of style you're going for. You could paint it a totally different color too if you wanted. And then as far as the crates go, I would highly recommend using a coupon at Michael's. It's going to give you the best price for crates if you're hunting them down. This is what they look like once they're spray painted and dried. Back into Dollar Tree, grab 2 of these white sort of shiplap style signs, and we're going to use those for our candy cane sign at the top of our stand. So we're going to remove the hangers off of these and the tags off of these, flip them over to the back side, and then we want the holes on these signs on both ends. So one on the left, one on the right, and then we're going to piece these together in the center using a ton of hot glue to seam them together, and then using some paint stir sticks with lots of hot glue on the back of those to then brace the center. We're going to use 2 of them, or 3 of them total actually, 1 at the bottom, 1 at the top, and then 1 in the center. I made sure to press these on there as the glue was still wet in the center to make sure it all really stuck together well. So while this glue is setting up and hardening, we are going to start working on the design for the front. You can use chalk markers. These are my favorite, and I'll link them down in the description box below for you. You can freehand the design if you want, or if you have a Cricut machine, you can do that too. I went ahead and added some red vinyl to my 24-inch mat and inserted it into my Cricut machine. I do have this design that I used in my Cricut profile, so if you have a Cricut, you can head over there, click it. It will come up the exact same size and scaled for you to be able to recreate this exactly the way I did. Send it to your machine, remove the vinyl from your mat, and get to weeding. I will say that I love using vinyl just because I don't have the best handwriting. However, this does take longer. So honestly, if you want to save time, go the chalk marker route. I used a handwriting style font anyway. It's just totally up to you how you want to do this. This is my absolute favorite transfer tape. It's kind of like a masking tape, and I will link it down in the description box below for you. I like using it on Dollar Tree signs because it doesn't peel off any of the paint. Some of the paint on Dollar Tree stuff isn't the best. So if you use this style of transfer tape, it won't peel off the paint as easily. So I'm just applying my design onto the front of this sign, being careful not to break the center apart or anything, and then we can start putting our candy cane stand together. So we're gonna place our crates one on top of each other, 2 rows side by side, and then we're going to add our giant candy canes. Finally, these come into play. So we are going to put these up where the handle is on the back side and use 2 zip ties to attach them onto the handles. They go right around the candy cane, right through the hole, tighten it up, and they stay really, really well. Super easy. This also makes it portable, so you can easily take this apart, move it around if you need to. So once the one side was done, went ahead, added the 2nd candy cane to the other side, and then measured the distance between them, which for me it was 39 inches. I measured in 4 inches from each side on the sign so it would easily attach onto those candy canes, and just used my drill, drilled a couple holes, and then we're going to take this over to those candy canes and add them onto the candy canes with some more zip ties. Let me know, do you like to eat candy canes? I feel like this is one of those topics that's kind of like candy corn. Some people love them, some people hate them. Do you love them or hate them? Let me know down in the comments below. I personally absolutely love them. So maybe I was a little bit picky here, but I wanted to cover up those extra holes in the end, so I had some extra candy canes that were plastic left over from another project, so hot glued those on there, and that was it. That is literally it. You just, of course, want to add your candy canes to your candy cane stand in a cute way. I added a little Santa mailbox to mine too, and some faux Christmas cookies. If you are a photographer, this is a quick, easy, affordable way to create your own little Christmas set. Use it in a Christmas party, use it at a kid's school party, or if you need a little extra pizzazz in your home, a cute little addition to a corner in your home too. Now let's make our cute little gingerbread. I love gingerbread men. They are so cute. So we're gonna make one grabbing a piece of foam board from Dollar Tree, making sure we have a nice cutting mat on our work surface because we're gonna do some cutting here with a razor blade. And before we get to that, we are gonna grab a wire wreath form from Dollar Tree. These are 14 inches, so grab something around your house that's at least that big, and then you just trace around it. And then I made the center of my guy 11 inches wide for the body. And then once we have our shape drawn out, we are gonna take a razor blade and cut this shape out. So I think in the end, we ended up with a keyhole shape, right? That's the best I could come up with anyway. And I thought I needed a little bit of softness around the edges at the bottom or the corners. So just rounded those off. It's completely up to you if you want to do that or not. But I do like the look of it in the end. Then we're going to take it outside and use my favorite gingerbread colored spray paint. This is Metallic Sparkling Canyon, and I will link it in the description box below for you. I love to use this when I am creating gingerbread houses or gingerbread cookies for my decor. You just want to be very careful with your foam board. Give it 3 very light coats to make sure that you don't get any warping and it doesn't get too wet. So you have a nice flat gingerbread man. Once it's dried, bring it inside. I'm using a charger plate from Dollar Tree to kind of create the frosting effect for the head, and then using a ruler to trace out the edges. You could totally freehand this if you want to, or even make wiggly lines, which I think would be cute for the frosting design. Then we're gonna come in with a black chalk marker here and give him his face, some eyeballs, and a little smile, just completely freehanding that. And then adding the addition of some peppermint little buttons here that I got from Hobby Lobby. They were actually beads, and I've loved them. They've come in handy for several different projects. And then made a bow. You can make it a little guy with a bow tie or add a little bow to the head. I decided to add mine to the neck here, just added a little hot glue. Then we need to give him his arms and legs, which we're gonna do with our giant candy canes. The only thing is these were almost too giant. It looked a little bit out of proportion. Maybe you don't mind it and you can just leave it, but I decided to chop his legs down. So I took about 4 of the stripes length off of my candy canes, just so he looked a little bit more proportionate. And then we're gonna attach our foam board onto the candy cane. So kind of decide where you want him and then flip over the foam board, add your hot glue to the back side of the body, and then press that down onto your candy canes. This isn't quite enough to keep him in place, so we're very gently gonna flip him over and then grab out some duct tape, and we're just going to attach it. We wanna make sure it is touching both sides of the candy cane on the foam board, because that's where it's really gonna stick. So put it on the foam board, pull it tight around the candy cane, and then attach it to the other side on the foam board, and do that in a couple spots on each one of those candy canes. And look how adorable he turns out. He's still probably about 4 foot tall, so he is good sized. And you could really just get super creative with them. Give them all different personalities and accessories and facial features and make a whole slew of them. This would be cute to have like a whole grouping of these guys. Probably not safe for outside unless you have, you know, not terrible weather or you have a nice porch to put them in. But quick and easy project, really affordable. He also looks so cute paired with our candy cane stand that we made in our last project. Up next is our North Pole. We're gonna grab a giant clear ornament from Dollar Tree, not the large size, but the extra large size. You can see the size comparison here. Take it outside. I found this awesome stained glass spray paint on Amazon. I'll link it down below for you. It gives your whatever, plastic, glass, anything clear, sort of a see-through red effect. Stained glass effect, obviously. And we're just giving this one coat, bringing it inside, letting it dry. Here's a little tip. Put it on a barbecue skewer, sit it on a mason jar, and then that way it dries. It's not rolling around. You don't get any flat spots. While that's drying, we're gonna grab a piece of scrap wood, or you could put a couple pieces of wood from Dollar Tree together to make it a little bit thicker. And you just want to make sure you have good weight because we're going to be attaching our candy cane, our North Pole, to this piece of scrap wood, which I just painted white. And then we're going to cut down our candy cane here. I literally made it the tallest I possibly could until the pipe didn't start bending. And that's where I cut my candy cane off. So again, keep the scrap. You never know what you could use it for in the future. And then you're gonna need some L brackets. These are super duper cheap. I found these at Walmart. If I can find some on Amazon, I'll link them down below for you. They are basically going to sit on the pipe of our candy cane, and the other side you want flat and flush with the bottom of the pipe. We're gonna do 2, but I honestly wish I had 1 more because I think that would have made it even more sturdy. But I made the 2 work, and you just kind of have to go with what you have. But here's the close-up look of once those 2 were attached onto the pipe, and then we can go ahead and attach the flat part onto our scrap piece of wood. So easy peasy, now our North Pole is standing up on its own. Very, very cute and easy to do. We need to add our little ornament to the top of this, which is gonna be the ball to our North Pole. So now that this is dry, we are going to add some fairy lights to the inside of this ornament. You can find fairy lights at Dollar Tree, but they take 2 AA batteries, so the battery pack is pretty big. These that I get on Amazon have 2 little watch batteries in them, so you can still change them out, but the battery pack is much smaller. So I just shoved all those fairy lights into the ornament, left the battery pack hanging out the back. You can also use some of this duct tape from Dollar Tree to attach this onto the top. So you want to push down all the fluff off the pipe so we can get a nice flat, clean area to attach the tape to the pipe to the ornament. So I just kind of cut some of that tape down and wrapped it around the ornament and around the pipe until the top of this North Pole was attached. Also make sure to squeeze that tape so it's on there really good. And then this next part is optional. I grabbed a screw hook, added it onto the front of the pipe so I could hang a sign. This is one that I already had from Walmart a couple of years ago. It was like $5, so keep your eye out if it comes around again this year, and just hung it off that hook. You can also make your own sign and even just hot glue it right onto the front if you wanted to, but look how stinking cute this turned out. Who would have thought this was a candy cane from Dollar Tree to start with? We turned this into the cutest North Pole ever, one that was quick, easy, affordable, and turned out adorable in the end. This you probably could put outside if you get waterproof fairy lights. This next one is for all my Grinch lovers out there. You know I am. This is a picture of me and my hubby a couple of years ago. Love The Grinch, absolute favorite Christmas movie, and we are gonna make a cute little candy cane wreath. We are gonna cut it down though. It was a little bit just too long. If you want to leave it long, absolutely go ahead. We are gonna take this now smaller candy cane and turn it into the Grinch arm with the help of these cute gloves. I know, right? You can get a set of 2 or 4 gloves total from Amazon, and I'll link them down below for you. We are literally going to put this glove right onto the end of the candy cane. Use a little bit of hot glue. It's going to help hold it on there so it doesn't fall off on us. Do the front and the back, add the hot glue, press it down. Once it's dry, flip it back over, and then we are going to start working on the cuff of this Grinch arm. So we're gonna grab a chamois from Dollar Tree that's going to give us some fluff and cover up the green cuff on the glove. So we are just gonna use the cuff to kind of give us a size guide to fold this over to the right width. Then we're gonna cut this down to size so we can not have too big of a cuff, and then use some hot glue to then refold this back up so it'll all stay together. Then we're gonna take some more hot glue and we are going to wrap this around the cuff of the glove a couple times. And literally it's that Easy. Now we need to add the iconic little ornament that is hanging from the Grinch hand. So this is an ornament from Hobby Lobby. I used it on our Grinch decorations a couple years ago, so I had it left over, but you can take a red ornament and add white polka dots to it too. We're gonna use some twine and hang it from the little fingers in there. So tie a knot, trim off any excess, take the pointer finger of the glove, add a little line of glue, and lay the string in the glue. Very carefully. We're gonna add a little bit more glue on top of that and then sandwich the thumb over that string. And really, that's all there is to it. You can leave it like that if you want, or if you're a little bit fancy like I am, I decided to go ahead and also add a bow off to the side there. And then I had this cute little miniature stuffed Grinch from years ago that I tucked into one of the loops and called it good. How adorable is this? It also helps to kind of shape and kind of spread the fingers out so you get that Grinchy hand look. Otherwise it looks like a bunch of green fur kind of all stuck together. So that's a little tip there too, but this would be so cute for those Grinch lovers out there, especially to give as a gift. Add it to a front door, add it to your wall. Very, very easy and so, so cute. This might be a tough one, this video, but let me know which one of these projects was your favorite down in the comments below. And if you're looking for more holiday inspirational ideas that are affordable and easy, I'll have more popping up on your screen. Go ahead, click one of those thumbnails, head on over, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Have a very happy holiday.